So I can do more focusing at the moment because these guys over Spain. And this relationship is what we can leverage for anything else.
A ver, los ves. Sí, ahí se ve.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick reminder, please, for all to either switch their mobile phones onto silent or turn them off altogether. Thank you. Right, we're here then for the post-qualifying press conference for round 3 of the Motogp World Championship, the Red Bull Grand Prix of the Americas here in Austin, Texas. On pole position in Motogp, it's Marc Marquez from Valentino Rossi and Cal Crutchlow. Marcel Schrotter on pole position in Moto2, and Nico Antonelli on pole in Moto3. We will start the ceremony off here, as ever, with the Tissot Pole Position Awards, and I'm delighted to say that handing out the awards today is David Santos, Tissot Marketing Executive for the USA, and we will start, as ever, with Moto3. It's a welcome back to pole position in Moto3 for the 658 Squadra-Course Honda with a time of 2:31.346. Nico Antonelli. Congratulations, Nico. On to Moto2 now, and pole position with a time of 2:10.875, riding for the Dynavolt Intact GP team, Marcel Schrotter. Congratulations, Marcel. And now moving on to the Premier Class and MotoGP, his 7th pole position here at COTA, riding for the Repsol Honda team with a time of 2:03.787, Marc Marquez. Oh. Thanks very much, David. Thank you, Mark. Well done. Also in the BMW M Awards for Best Qualifier of 2019, Marc Marquez then opening up a lead in that already. 66 points for Marc. Maverick Vinales is second on 55. Andrea Dovizioso third on 39 points. Mark, we will start with you. A really difficult day for everybody. We weren't sure if we were going to get any racing underway. You were the first to go out and try the slick tyres, and that was some lap that you put in immediately. How crucial was that little period, those 2 or 3 minutes when you first tried those slick tyres in preparation for the qualifying lap that got you pole?
I mean, yeah, of course, today was a strange day, and in FP4 I went out with the rain tires, but immediately I saw that was for a slick, but then my team was stopping me a little bit because it was no mean to take the risk, and yeah, were important laps, but suddenly I feel really good on the racetrack, on the lines, on the grip, and yeah, then on the quali, on the first tire I feel good. Then on the second tire I did too many mistakes. I mean, I went wide, but even like this the lap was not so bad, 3.8. And yeah, part of that tomorrow will be important to work hard in the warm-up, because we have a few problems that we will try to fix to be constant to have a constant race pace.
Yeah, you mentioned warm-up, and it must seem like a really, really important session for everyone, because maybe tyre choice is still up in the air, because effectively 2 sessions have been deemed surplus. They're no good at all. So, I mean, how are you feeling going into warm-up? Is it just setup, or is it tyres as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's setup and tires. I mean, front tire, I think more or less everybody will race with the same, but especially the rear tire. I mean, I did the FP2 with the hard rear, and I felt good. The FP1 with the medium. With the soft also is have a very good potential in the initial grip, but we need to understand tomorrow on the warm up, and let's see if it's better with the medium or hard. I believe it's more that 2 options, and we will concentrate and try to analyze the grip, the temperature, and a little bit the way to ride on the race.
And just quickly, game plan for tomorrow, same as Argentina?
I don't think so. Depends. Now I cannot tell to you, because I think nobody know the race pace of the others. Of course, on Friday my race pace was a little bit faster than both Yamahas, but both Yamahas are riding in a very good way. So the race is very long. It's 20 laps. Really, physical condition is important, and let's see if we can improve. We have a small problem there that if we can fix tomorrow on the warm-up, will be a big help for me on the race.
Thanks very much, Mark. Congratulations. We move on now to Valentino Rossi. Valentino, your best qualifying performance in America since Laguna Seca 2009. A really good day for you. A good day yesterday as well. You look really happy. You said in Argentina that qualifying for you was crucial, so you must be delighted with today's result.
Yeah, for sure. Because already in Argentina I was quite good, but today maybe I was also stronger. I feel good. I feel good with the bike also, because after a strange day, no? Because this morning we wait, but we don't make the FP3. And after you have the hurricane, difficult to understand what expect for the quali. But fortunately, the track, the condition improve a lot, and the track drying up very quickly. But also in my case, FP4 was very important, because I able to make some lap with the slick tires and understand the point, and especially take a good feeling with the bike. And is the first front row, so is very good. From Argentina, we work well on the bike, also with the tires, and in all the practice I was quite strong. So we wait, we see.
There was some fantastic slow-mo footage of your incident at turn number 10. Was that just a damp patch that you hit, or was the wind affecting you as well? Because obviously outside at the moment it's really windy.
Yes, some people say to me, I was in the first with the first tire. I was in front of Carl, I think, but I go over the curb a little bit like Maverick make in the FP4, and I lose a little bit the control, and I enter in the turn 10. But in the turn 10, it's like I take one wet patch. So I lose the control, but it's quite fast, quite scary, but it's okay.
Congratulations, Valentino. Thank you very much. Moving on to Cal Crutchlow now, third on the grid. Cal, it's your first front row here in America. After the frustrations of Argentina, I'm sure that this is exactly the sort of performance that you wanted to put on here today. How did you tackle today's conditions? How difficult was it?
Yeah, as the guy said, it was a very strange day. Sitting around all morning, waiting. I felt tired, to be honest. I didn't wake up very well, and then I just wanted to go to sleep all morning. I would have preferred to have gone out, obviously, to get the adrenaline going, but we had to sit around and wait. What was strange was how fast the track dried. There was so much rain earlier, and then by the qualifying, it was basically completely dry, except for 1 or 2 patches on the whole track. So great to be on the front row, great for my team, great for Honda. It was a strange session because I didn't feel fantastic with the bike. I made some mistakes in my lap, but I still managed to get the job done of being on the front row. It's been a long time since I've been on the front row. So yeah, all tomorrow we need is not to jump the start.
Going into tomorrow's race, Austin is one of the most physically demanding circuits on the calendar, 20 laps as well. How are you feeling ahead of that? I mean, physically fit coming into this round? Are you worried at all about that going into tomorrow?
No, I always feel quite physically fit. Are you asking about my ankle?
Well,
or just
yeah,
in general?
your injury in general. Yeah.
Yeah, my ankle is not fantastic in some of the corners, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not complaining about it to my team or anything like that. I don't feel very, very good with the rear brake lever in some of the corners, but that's been at every circuit that I've rode so far this year. But overall, my general feeling on the bike, I feel quite good. As Mark said, it's a very physical track. It's hard for 20 laps, I think. And with the shaking of the bike and the bumps, you have to be very precise and try to make the bike as calm and as smooth as possible. But I think it'll be an entertaining race. I'm hoping it'll be good fun and we can get away with the other guys and see what happens.
Well done, Cal. Thanks very much indeed. Okay, we move over now to Moto2. Marcel Schrotter, over 150 Grand Prix at the start of this year without a pole position, and now 2 and 3 Grand Prix. A very, very strange day, particularly for you, because you waited all day for one 15-minute session, so that must have been tough.
Yeah, like Carl said, it was sitting around for a long time and really starting to get tired, and especially for us, we had the session at 3:30. So it's been a long day, yeah. But I'm happy that we went out in dry condition. I felt really good yesterday, and today the track conditions were quite different. Even though it was dry, but the wind made it really, really difficult. And also the grip condition were not really great. So to be honest, I didn't feel good on the bike. I just tried to make my lap. I made my lap in the last lap because I didn't manage to make it together like one lap before this. But yeah, I'm glad I made it. It was enough for pole position, and I'm happy about this.
In the championship, it's unusual because Lorenzo has a 17-point lead coming into the third round. Is that in your mind at all? Because, of course, there's a big chance to pick up some big points on him. He starts 15th for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, so, I mean, he won the first 2 races. The last race, he was clever. He was there. But I focus on myself. I know I need to be strong on the race because I think I'm, at the moment, one of the fastest rider in Moto2. But I need to focus on myself. I just try to win the next races, and then we will see. It's a long season.
Congratulations, Marcel. Thank you very much. Finally, we move on to Nico Antonelli. Your first pole position since Qatar last year, Nico. You probably had the most difficult conditions of all of the Grand Prix sessions. Of course, the rain affected the start of the qualifying session. How was it for you? Was it just a case of getting out on circuit and staying out whilst the conditions improved?
Yeah, the conditions were really slippery. And I'm really happy because in the last times with the wet condition, we struggled a lot. And yesterday we knew that today was wet, and we tried to understand what was the problem. And the team made a really good job because the bike was really good. And nothing. I'm really happy. And tomorrow we will see in the race.
It's been a solid start to the season for you, Nico. The last couple of seasons have been really, really difficult for you, but you seem to be injury-free now. Is that the key for you, and do you feel somewhere near your best again?
Yeah, the last years were really difficult because many injury and really not far. One injury and another injury far, but really close. So no time to recover and really difficult. But now I feel really strong physically, and I enjoy when I go in the bike, and I cannot think in the injury. And this is really nice.
Thanks very much, Nico, and
Thank
best
you.
of luck tomorrow. That's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Floor questions, please.
Question from Mark and for Cal. I can't remember the last time we saw a chain come off, but we've saw it twice now in 2 weekends with the Honda. Is it a concern for you that it might happen in a race?
We don't know. I mean, of course, it's some problem there that they try to fix, they try to analyze, and they are working on it, and yeah. But, of course, it's some risk. But they are trying to fix.
Yeah, I have exactly the same to say as Mark. I don't know the situation. I didn't know the chainer came off Jorge's bike until just not long ago. But Honda are Honda, and HRC I'm sure will investigate thoroughly and see what happened and try to fix it, same as any other manufacturer or team would.
Question for Valentino over here. I think, Valentino, you had a physio working on your shoulder at some point in the garage today. Have you been having some physical issues this weekend?
Yeah, I have a problem in the FP4, but because I don't make the shoulder before the practice, because we don't make the FP3. So I stay in the bed waiting, and maybe it's for that. But I don't have a particular problem.
Now my question is for the MotoGP riders here present, because the interesting point is, what about you think about the MotoGP in Mexico?
Well, we know that they have some opportunity to go really soon, but of course we will be very happy to have one race circuit in Mexico. But first of all, of course, the circuit need to have the safety issues, and yeah, they are working on it with the safety commission, and I think sooner or later we will go.
Yeah, Mexico is great. It's a great place, very funny. But for us, it's very important the track that have to be good, in a good condition, and especially with the good safety level. And if we achieve this, we will come for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to go. Are we talking about the same track as the Formula One? Yeah, I like it. I think we should go the way it is and see who wants to race. But yeah, of course, if they can improve the safety, it would be good. But I enjoy to watch that race in the Formula One. It's always entertaining. So would be a good last corner. You know, that last corner coming on, I think is really cool. So I don't know. I don't know if they will go or not. But hopefully they do.
A question for Mark. Mark, you didn't use this device in the swingarm today. You felt a difference regarding the use of it yesterday?
Yeah. It was yesterday we tried a new device for the stiffness of the swing arm, but yeah, we didn't use because it's a strange weekend, strange conditions. So we just prefer to race or to ride what we know, and yeah, we will have more opportunities in the future.
Question for Valentino. Valentino, it seems like Yamaha is not moving and shaking on the way that Honda does in the end of the straight and in some other places like number 10. Is this due to the setup or due to the whole bike?
For me, I don't see exactly the image of today, but usually a strong point of our bike is stability. So maybe we have some other problem, but the bike is quite stable, and in this track, for me, so in the last years we are strong, also because the bike on the bump is quite good. I think that maybe is a characteristic of the M1.
Yeah, question for Mark. The sketchy moment you had on the back straight, is that an example of the bumps you have to deal with here? And also, you know, what was it like in that moment? It must have been pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, Valentino said that is one of the strongest points of Yamaha, but absorb the bumps is one of our weak points, and we are trying to analyze why. But of course, the setup what we have on the bike, and especially on the electronics, is to ride without a windy and without wind. And today was really windy there, and then was shaking, even still some water there, and was shaking a lot. But I believe that on the race tomorrow will be less wind, so. Yeah, today in that part, even on the fastest lap, I couldn't be full. I was just closing a little bit to be safe. With the second tire, I tried to be full and then was shaking too much. So yeah, we need to analyze. But if it's windy, we will change the setup. If not, keep going with this one.
Valentino, we were watching, biting our nails as we see you trying to qualify and get Mark's time. You do your lap, you just split second behind him, and then you roll off. Why is it that you would roll off and not do one more hot lap? Is it you know you're only going to do one? Explain to us your logic behind that, if you would.
Yeah, it's difficult to make on the second lap for me personally, because we already lose some grip. So I try to be concentrated 100% on the first lap because I know that if I ride well, I have a bit more potential. For me, difficult to improve on the second lap.
The question is for Valet. Valet, you said a couple years ago here that the championship doesn't begin until you get to Europe. Why is that? And at this stage of the game, now that you're the oldest rider in the paddock, what is harder now than before? Is it the day before the race day? Because you're definitely a Sunday rider. But what's harder now that you're a little bit older?
Yeah, but now I'm not agree that the championship start in Europe. Maybe I was wrong some years ago. Europe is great because we know the track very, very well, and also it's a bit more comfortable because you can move just in 2 hours. You don't have the jet lag, so all the weekend is more easy to approach. But it's not true. So the championship start from Qatar, and sincerely, I like a lot these 3 tracks before Europe. So you have to try the maximum. What changed in the last years is the level of professional in the world in the MotoGP. Especially the riders now are really athlete, so you have to train a lot. You have to do a good life, go to sleep early like this, and but it's good. It's good for the championship because we growing up. In 15 years ago, but also 10 years ago, was all more a little bit more romantic. You don't concentrate in all the small details like now, but I think is a good way.
A question for the 3 MotoGP riders. How big an impact does it have losing all of FP3 and most of FP4 as well because the conditions? And can you make that up in warm-up tomorrow to work on the setup which you need to?
Yeah, basically maybe where you lose more is to understand the tires, because the rear tire will be an important choice tomorrow, and then another thing, of course, the setup. But the setup for everybody, I mean, is the same. You lose one session, so you can play less with the setup. But in the third race, more or less, everybody have a good base. We start with a good base, and yeah, it's more to understand the lines and to understand the setup the tires of the GP.
Yes, it's like this. I agree. The setting a little bit for sure. If you have more kilometer on the track, you can improve some small details, but especially the tire choice, especially FP4. Everybody use for understand the tire choice for try to do race pace, and today we lose also FP3. So for this reason, will be important tomorrow morning the warm up, will be more hard make the right decision, and will depends I think also from the temperature.
So sometimes, David, on a Saturday morning to lose the FP3 is not really a disaster because it's like a qualifying session anyway. But to lose the FP4 is more difficult. We couldn't do anything in FP4. Sure, we went out on the slicks, but I didn't feel fantastic, or as you saw from the pace, there was only Mark really on the pace, or able to do the race pace lap times. So yeah, tyre choice is the big one. Yesterday I used the hard rear tyre, but now we have some doubt because we don't know how it will behave for the race. So we'll have to assess the situation in morning warm up. But then the warm up is colder. It's difficult one losing the whole day anyway.
Question to Valentino. 2 questions for you actually. We could see Kenny Roberts Sr. today, this morning, and he told us that he's 67 and next week he's going to race in dirt track. Do you see yourself doing the same thing at that age? And secondly, I've checked, and your dad, Graziano, has been racing with Kenny Roberts Sr. in 1980, so you were 1 year old. But he's an interesting guy in many aspects. Was it a model for you in the way to train or to race?
For me, Kenny Senior is one of the greatest name in motorcycle racing because he did something new, something special. Because in US he raced with on the road race with the motorcycle, but at the same time in the flat track, and he's one of the hero of Graziano because he said that when he arrived the first time in Europe, he ride in a completely different way. So he changed the sport, the way to stay on the bike, the line, touch the knee a lot, So he's great. And so I remember Kenny in 2009 in Indianapolis in the Indy Mile. That he jumped on the 750 2 strokes, and he was very, very fast. Yeah, so I think that he can be fast. But I don't know if at the 67 years old I can ride the bike. But I hope yes.
Question for you, Mark. Yeah, all the tank slapper and all the movement of your bikes affect your shoulder.
Yes, I will lie if I say no, but yeah, maybe I'm very happy that I arrive in a good level with my shoulder because, of course, in the racetrack I feel, especially in the shakings. On the change directions, not so bad. On the power is there, but on the shakings I feel a little bit, and yeah. For example, in Argentina I forgot completely, but here I come back with the ice, with the physio, but lucky for me, FP3 we didn't ride, FP4 was easy, so physical condition will be fit for tomorrow.
A question for Marcel. Marcel, last year was your most consistent ever, I think, in Grand Prix racing, but it seems you've taken another step this year. How much of that is because of the new Triumph engine? Do you feel it suits you more, or is it because of your evolution as a rider, some improvements that you've made for this year?
Yeah, last year for sure was one of my best season. But of course I got a couple of races now behind me, so for sure it's about time to fight for the wins. But last year it was just everything came together. I had the team that I needed. I had the bike. Before I was almost every year switching teams or bikes or were on bikes maybe that I didn't have the potential. So it was maybe a little bit difficult. But since I joined Intact, I really felt really good. But in the first year we were on the Suter bike, which we already saw we had good potential, but we just struggled in a few races, and especially in the beginning of the year. And last year we came back on the Carlex, and it's just the bike in Moto2 that works everywhere quite well. And then last year I knew I had everything to win a race, and I can really concentrate on myself and believe in myself, and that's the only difference. And this year with the Triumph, I felt immediately good with the new bike, even though I wasn't really fast in the first few tests. But it's more or less every year the same. And as soon as we go to Qatar, I was quite fast, and I felt great. And I just try every session my best and try to improve. And I don't know, I just feel good with everything I have. So I'm quite happy.
Yes, for Marquez, Vale, and Kraslow, your opinion about the new Moto2 engine, Triumph. What do you think about these change?
Was better Honda. No, apart of joke, I speak with my brother and some Moto2 riders, and they say that it's like a more racing engine. It's like made more for the race, and before was more like a street engine on the racetrack, but now it's more for racing, and they can play a little bit with electronic and yeah, it's more powerful. We see that they are around 300 per hour in the end of the straight, so I think will be better because it's closer to MotoGP bike.
Yeah, I remember at the beginning of Moto2 era, maybe it was 2010, I think. Everybody were very, very scary and very angry because it's a road bike, is not good for prepare to the MotoGP. 250 is fantastic and everything, but in some years I think that they did a very good job. The race are always funny to follow. And especially with the last step with the Triumph engine and also with more electronic, I think that is a very good bike for prepare for MotoGP because it's heavy, because you can work a little bit on the engine brake and everything, and it looks like all the riders are happy because the engine is have more torque from the bottom, is a bit bigger, a bit faster. For me, is a very good level.
Yeah, obviously I ride for Honda as well, so I have to say the same as Matt. But I am very proud because they are British. So the Brits are coming. We're back. So the good thing is if the British riders have a shit race, at least the engine is going to win. There's going to be a British winner. But yeah, obviously, as they said, I think also it's better with the electronic. You know, they have a little bit of room to play with. It makes the jump to MotoGP easier, sure, because then they start to understand. But a lot of them have already ridden big bikes before, and they go back and they say they're fun to ride.
Okay, that concludes the press conference, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Best of luck tomorrow. If I could ask you all to please stand for the photo. Thank you. And David, if I could ask you to please join Mark, Marcel and Nico on stage.
At the back, front, at the back. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Thank you very much.